Hello once again and welcome back to the channel. Hail Dominance, Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, former NRL player jailed and former teammates show support. NRL and New South Wales dispute may lose Stadium Australia Grand Final. And confirmed drug tests for Newcastle Knights pair. And we start with the NRL, as there has been a decision to delay the confirmation of the venue for the 2022 Grand Final, as the NRL have found themselves in a dispute with the New South Wales Government. Originally slated for the final to be held at Stadium Australia in Sydney, the NRL have decided to delay the decision over confirming the October 2nd decider, with a decision deferred for a few days. Negotiations are continuing with both New South Wales and Queensland governments after the announcement 2 weeks ago that Sydney's suburban stadiums would not be upgraded. The NRL wanted a $300 million package to start off with to start the upgrade of suburban stadiums used by NRL clubs in the New South Wales area, so that they can improve facilities for rugby league teams, despite NRL raking in $500 million Australian dollars every single year. The Commission has deferred the decision, but it will made up by the end of this week. ARL Commissioner Chair Peter Vlandis told AAP on Tuesday. We are in good discussions with both the New South Wales and Queensland governments. We'll go through all the information and all the details, and then we'll make a decision. It's a big deal for us, and it's commercially one of our big ticket items. Generally, it is believed that New South Wales remains favourite to host Rugby League Showpiece event, given the 82,500 seat capacity of the Accor Stadium. But there is thoughts a better commercial return is possible in Queensland through food and beverage deals, stadium hire and overall push from the state government. The league had initially struck a deal with New South Wales in 2018 to keep the Grand Final in Sydney until 2042. However, that has been contingent on $800 million upgrade of Accor Stadium, which was pushed back due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The NRL claims a verbal agreement was reached that the money would be decreased and redistributed to suburban grounds, with $300 million to be spent on Penrith and upgrades elsewhere. However, the league was left furious when told a fortnight ago the money for the other grounds was no longer a priority, with Brookvale, Litchfield and pictured here, Cronulla's Point Bet Stadium all going without, despite Cronulla going through its own redevelopment process. Vlandis met with the new Sports Minister Alistair Henskins since Stuart Ayer's resignation from the position, and remains hopeful a deal can be reached on the stadiums. I am still hopeful of a compromise, Vlandis said. We have been impressed with the new Sports Minister Alistair Henskins. Even if we get nowhere, the good thing about him is we know the detail. When you go in there, he has read every document. He's a senior counsel. So when we went in there, at least the person we were speaking to knows the subject, knew the matter, knew all about it. So that's positive. We're in discussions. I've already said a little bit of my personal feeling in regards to this dispute, as it seems like the NRL does not want to put any money in its pockets to pay for these stadiums, or the clubs to put any money, hands in their pockets to pay for these stadiums. I know Cronulla's doing their own thing at this point, but I reckon they were hoping to get reimbursed for the reconstruction through governmental funding. Governmental funding should go to universal healthcare, Should go to schools, should go to the police, should go to the army, not to sports stadiums. They have to pay tax. If they say, well, we pay it back in tax anyway, they've got to pay tax as part of the civilization. Anyway, you tell me in the comments below, should NRLs ask the governments to build their stadiums, despite having $500 million TV deals every time they come up? Over a week ago, I brought you the story about Manase Fonia, who was up in court on suspected actual bodily harm as he was accused of stabbing a Mormon church youth leader in the back. The former NRL player, as he is now preparing to go to jail after being found guilty of the crime by a court and a jury. Considered one of the brightest talents in league, Fainu was jailed on Monday as he awaits sentencing over a violent attack outside a Sydney church in October 2019. Despite the career-ending guilty verdict, his old Manly Seagulls teammates Josh Schuster, Josh Alawai and Amole Ulukuatu were quick to throw their weight behind him over the weekend. All three had previously refused to wear a rainbow-coloured jersey and to show support for the LGBTI community just 2 weeks ago, and stood themselves down from playing on moral grounds. After Ulukuatu scored a try against the Gold Coast Titans on Sunday, he flashed the number 61, a reference to the 2161 Guildford postcode he grew up in with Fonia, and held his hands together, appearing to imitate handcuffs. A clip of the try celebration, which ironically was ruled out for a knock-on in the lead-up, was shared by Western Sydney rapper and alleged senior member of the Alamedine gang, Ali Huncho Younes. He said on its six-side Kings, wrote Younes, tagging Fainu and Ulukuatu. Schuster also showed support for Fainu, with the initials MF scribbled on his wrist. Seniors, see you soon, my Togo, brother in Tongan, which he shared on Instagram. Devout Christian Josh Alawai, who met with concerned teammates just weeks back to explain his moral opposition to the rainbow jersey, has made no secret of his close connections to Fainu. Alawai, who has previously railed for the end of gang violence, supported Fainu throughout the trial and uploaded a photo outside court with Fainu 3 days ago. He captioned the photo with a love heart and disabled all comments. On Sunday night, Fainu gathered his mates for a barbecue ahead of his jailing. He issued a shout out to close friends, thanking them for his support. Thank you, Uso, Samoan for brother, hashtag Last Supper. Fainu wrote on Instagram, tagging Alawai, who, while showing off a selection of meat understood to have been supplied by the Manly star. Another person who came out in support of Fainu was New Zealand Warriors star Adding Fainu Blake, who played with Fainu at Manly, also appeared to pay tribute to the troubled hooker as he celebrated a late try during an upset win against the Bulldogs on Friday. Fainu Blake's partner shared a gushing tribute to a partner's close friend ahead of the jailed sentence, writing, "Always be beside you throughout it all. Love you, my Fainu fam." According to a report, the NRL Integrity Unit is aware of the matter and is liaising with the South Seagulls and the Warriors over the incidents. Fainu was jailed just after a jury took 2 hours to find Fainu guilty for plunging a steak knife into the back of Manu Levi at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at Wattle Grove in October 2019. The verdict last week, following it, Crown Prosecutor Emma Curran made an immediate detention application. However, it was not able to be heard by the District Court Judge Nanette Williams until Monday. Fainu's barrister, Margaret Cuneen SC, on Monday fought the move for him to be immediately sent to jail while he awaited sentencing, arguing he needed time to prepare financially and mentally. Under the state's new bail laws, a defendant who is facing inevitable full-time imprisonment must demonstrate a special or exceptional circumstances to remain on bail while they await sentencing. And Judge Williams said she was not satisfied that that had been demonstrated by Fainu. Fainu, who was wearing a grey suit and blue and white tie, was placed in handcuffs by sheriff, hugged by Miss Cuneen, and waved to family members as he was led away. But his solicitor Paul Gurr said the wheels are in motion to plan an appeal. And to stick with the NRL theme, Newcastle Knights stars Kalen Ponga and Kurt Mann seem to have been confirmed as issued a drug test and been drug tested by the NRL's Integrity Unit after the Players Union issued with a please explain order over the handling of Ponga and Mann's investigation, as they are furious that the pair have been indeed drug tested. The Players Rugby League Association bosses contacted the NRL on Wednesday, unhappy with the situation, also questioning why the pair were even being investigated at all. Mann and then Ponga was seen escorted from a toilet cubicle after a night out, despite both being injured for Newcastle Knights and one man being told he must not be involved with alcohol during his rehabilitation process to get back into the team. The pair have been since drug tested on Tuesday, with Ponga's father claiming his son had merely been celebrating the purchase of a house when he fell ill and required Mann's assistance. Rugby League Players Association CEO Clint Newton conceded the pair had brought an issue upon themselves, but questioned why the NRL was investigating. "We said to the NRL, we think this is completely flawed," Newton told the AAP. "What rule have they broken to warrant the code of conduct breach, or some interview, or that this warrants a targeted drug test? We are conflating the two issues here. One is a team culture code the team and the club's leaders plug into with regards to drinking whilst injured. That's for the clubs to work through with the players. The other is a process and confidentiality of this test. They completely separate debates that are conflating into the same debate. Under NRL rules, test results are not published, but players who received a second strike are banned for 12 matches. But Newton said the fact that the Newcastle pair's tests have gone public put the pressure on the duo to announce their results. The game's in-season policy allows players to be subject to drug tests while at the club in a bid to deter illicit use of substances and help players rehabilitate if they are using. The policy of random testing also attempts to ensure players are role models for the game and that the sport's image is protected. Newton said that he did not believe targeting testing of Ponga and Mann fit the bill in this circumstance. It has to be protects the health and safety of the workplace, and that is if the player is looking like they are turning up under the influence and they're presenting a risk to the workplace and the players. That is not it. The players opted into a policy that meant to be for the health and safety related. We don't opt into policy for catch kill and chain. Newton's comments come after NRL CEO Andrew Abdo insisted on Wednesday the policy had been followed. He also insisted it was right for the integrity unit to look into the case, given public interest. No one is saying that they have breached the rules, but clearly there's a lot of talk and a lot of media publicity around the incident, Abdo said. Our job is to get all the facts and then make a determination, and not to prejudge anything. But it never rains and it pours for the Newcastle Knights, as they have had their own internal disciplinary issues, and they have stood down two of their players, Bradman Best and Enari Tuala. They have been dropped for this weekend's NRL clash against the Canberra Raiders. Both players failed to make the team bus on time last Sunday in Brisbane. They have been dropped to the New South Wales Cup side on Sunday. So, yeah, this is the Newcastle policy working and their disciplinary actions working positively. And in the future, hopefully they won't be able to be so lazy when it comes to, my words not theirs, when it comes to internal disciplinary and things that they should do for the team. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates or new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode in the comment section. It's open for you right now. Whether it's the Manase Fainu situation or the 4 players from Newcastle's issue. The one thing that I've got to talk about plenty of is the NRL's dispute with the New South Wales regime. Why should local governments, state governments pay for stadia improvements or rebuilds or whatever? That's public money, not private money, and stadiums are private money. Pay for it yourselves. Anyway, you tell me in the comment section below. It's open. Please be respectful. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next episode.